Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street. Hey, Paul. Good morning.
Morning, Babs. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was so full of art.
I heard. Well, I'm standing here with Perry and Alexander. We're outside the state of Connecticut Superior Court Juvenile Matters and Detention Center. They're not getting detained, as you might notice. They're not young men.
I was going to
But
say
they
they're
do
not
have-
juveniles.
They're not juveniles. We're kind of they're in our space, as they say. Perry and Alexander, what's the word on the street? What are you up to this morning?
Word on the street is fentanyl is killing everybody.
Tell me about that.
There's not really much I can say. I'm sort of a conspiracy theorist.
Me
I
too.
believe that the government is putting all that nonsense out on the street, especially in the urban neighborhoods.
And what are you noticing about fentanyl, Alexander?
That is killing people.
Anyone you know?
A few people I know have died.
So tell me about someone you know who died from fentanyl.
Well, a friend of mine, close friend of mine, just passed away, OD, and he OD'd in the building, and they found him laying on the sidewalk
When was that?
about a month ago.
What's his name?
That I'm not gonna say.
I just meant first name. Just say
Ron.
Ron. How well do you know Ron?
I knew Ron for about 10 years.
Do you know how he got the fentanyl?
I got it off the street.
They say they're mixing it in other stuff, and people don't know they're getting it.
They mixing it with heroin. They're mixing it with marijuana. They're mixing it with cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people think they're sniffing cocaine or smoking cocaine, and they're smoking fentanyl.
What do you think we should do?
Man, I don't know what we could do.
Authorities got to step up the game.
Yeah,
They lacking.
They lack it. Authorities got to stay up with the game.
yeah.
So, Alexander, what are you doing here this morning?
Just transporting my
My brother got arrested in Milford. He went out there to have a party with his family. And the police came and jumped on him, told him he's lucky that his family was there. They would do something to him.
What were they arrested for?
Bull jump, I guess. It was fun in that area.
And was that over the weekend?
Yeah.
Was the weekend?
Past weekend.
Not this one, but the one before.
Yeah.
And how come you're here today? Are you close to him?
Yeah,
Tell me about that. How'd you know him?
that's my brother's son.
And you grew up? Was he around when you grew up?
Yeah.
And do other people visit him? Like, is this the first time you're going to visit him?
Well, he's out. He's home. He's coming. He'll be here himself.
Who?
My nephew.
So he's not behind bars here.
No.
So how come you're here?
Yeah, we got a court date.
Oh, he has a court date.
Yeah,
So you're going to go to the court date with him.
right.
Tell me about that. Why is it important to come with your nephew to a court
Because
date?
he's a kid. He's never been in trouble. He don't know what's going on. So I just don't want them to railroad him into something.
show the system that shit has someone that cares about it.
Show the system the kid has someone who cares about him.
It's not just out here running around rampant.
How old's your nephew? 16. Wow. So are you going to be the only family member or the other?
He's coming out with my stepmother and his father and all of them.
So the family's coming to show support. And Alexander, you drove them because you don't have.
No, we ride together.
You ride together. What else you going to do today?
Go to work at 4 o'clock. I work at Outback Steakhouse in North Haven.
Outback Steakhouse. What do you do there?
I'm a food runner and cook.
Food runner and cook?
Yeah.
Hey, what's a food runner? I get the cook part.
Food runner is when the entrees are made and they're set up on the hot side. Food runner puts it on a tray and takes it to the table
Uh-huh.
where the customer is sitting that ordered the food.
So it's a waiter kind of, no?
Somewhat.
So you're
somewhat.
also cooking.
Yeah.
And what do you cook?
I cook steaks. I cook shrimp,
Do you have any
lobster,
do you have any special technique?
special technique.
Like is there ever if you go to Outback, you kind of know you're getting Alexander steak, Alexander shrimp.
Put your foot in it.
Anything special you do? A little extra Worcester sauce, a little extra char.
That's something. But if I put that on TV, then it wouldn't be special.
That's right. So we gotta leave that between us.
Yes,
How
indeed.
long you been doing that, Alexander?
I've been cooking from a young age. My mom taught me how to cook when I was about 12 years old.
How old are you now?
64 Thursday.
64 Thursday. Happy
Yeah, my
birthday.
second. Happy belated.
Last Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah, my
my
sister just turned 71. Yeah, so what'd you do for your birthday?
My wife and my daughter took me out to breakfast. We went to the movies.
What'd you see?
We saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Realm.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent.
Uh-huh.
Decent.
And how do you feel being 64?
I feel great.
I'm
feel
1 year
great.
behind you.
I feel great. It was a time in my life when I didn't think I would live to see 25.
And why was that?
But by the grace of God, because of my environment, because of the lifestyle I was living,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I managed to change some things around, and
All right.
by the grace of God, I still stand.
You said you've been cooking since you were a kid.
Yeah.
And what have you been having cooking jobs all that time?
No, I've worked in rehab programs. I've drove trucks.
Uh-huh. How long you been in Outback?
I've been in Outback 3 years now.
How you like it?
It's great.
Really?
It's great. It's great. I'm disabled, so I only work part-time. So
What you got? What kind of disability?
I just had 2 hip replacements.
All right.
Replacements, yeah.
How those doing? I know it's a big deal.
Pretty good. I'm
Yes.
getting back to normalcy.
So you're not a big guy. So what caused the hip?
Well, I've been athletic most of my life.
Mhm.
Not most of my life, all my life. And I guess the wear and tear on my body caused my bones to wind up rubbing against each other.
What kind of sports did you do, Alexander?
Everything: football, basketball, boxing, swimming.
I see your coat says champion 1919. What does that refer to?
That's just the champion designer. And I guess that's the year they was established, because 1919, I definitely wasn't around.
You weren't around. I know 64. No way. What sports? You told me the sports you played. What teams were you on? Did you have
I'm
championships?
from New York. I played high school basketball with DeWitt Clinton High School.
Uh-huh.
And if you look in the World Book of Records, I think that's the biggest high school in the United States. There's only one high school bigger than that, and I believe that's in China.
Whoa. What position did you play?
Point guard.
And then you say you played your whole life. So were you on adult leagues?
I grew up in the boys' clubs.
Uh-huh.
So the boys' club, they had a swimming team. I was on a swimming team. We had track teams. I was on the school track team. Well, I was just an athletic kind of guy trying to make it out the hood.
Did you?
Nah, not at the time.
Now, what brought you to New Haven, Alexander? And when?
My mother moved to Connecticut. I was serving time in Attica Penitentiary in New York State. She moved out here in late 80s. When I paroled out here. I met my wife out here, and I've been out here ever since.
And how's it been since then?
It's been great. It's
Yeah.
been great. But one thing I realized, things are pretty much the same all over. It's up to an individual to want and seek change.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only way it's gonna happen.
When did you seek the change?
About 8 years ago.
What happened?
My wife divorced me in 2008. For a crime I committed. And she said I was real selfish and she couldn't take it no more. I have a good wife. We got remarried again in 2016.
What happened? What was the crime in 08?
It was a bank robbery.
And how long did you serve?
I didn't serve too much time because one of the felons took the weight for it.
What bank was it?
That's saying.
That's saying. Okay. Have you been okay since then?
Pretty
And
much.
was it about your wife that made you not do it anymore?
Somewhat, but at the end of the day, you can't change for nobody. You have to want it yourself. My mother loved the ground I walk on. I couldn't change for her. I have 3 daughters. I couldn't change for them.
So what made this different?
I guess eye-opening. I woke up. A lot of things that's in place, been in place and skillfully planned out.
So you weren't yet 50 when that happened. It was 2008, right? So that's, sometimes people come to an age and we kind of see things differently. You think that's what it was?
That's some of it, but you realize that you can't beat the system. You can't win. The system has been in place for ages.
But you're winning now. Are you winning now?
I'm definitely winning now.
Tell me about that.
Well, God is my anchor. God is my anchor. Am I perfect? No. But I live every day, like he would want me to live.
And you gave Mr. Flowers the ride. What kind of car you got?
I got a 2014 Honda Civic.
And Mr. Flowers does not have a vehicle. But you guys are buddies, so you drove him.
Yes.
And do you drive him a lot, or?
I I drive him wherever he needs to go.
That's a buddy.
Yes, indeed.
Babs, do you have any questions for Alexander or Mr. Flowers? I'm sorry.
No, welcome to Connecticut. I'm glad you're here.
She said she's glad you're here.
Thank you, Babs.
Any questions?
No.
All right. Well, Mr. Flowers and Alexander and Paul, we're going to say thanks to Love Babs, Love Talk with the word on the street on WNHH New Haven's home for community.
Wow, you just learned so much about people who are here, and all that is required is that you just stop and talk to them. You just stop and talk to people, and you learn so much. And every time we do these word on the streets, I just grow. My universe and my connection to people expands. Just because we stop people and just, hey, tell me about yourself.